The future is already here. It's just not evenly distributed. What if I told you that you already are a half cyborg? I mean, think about it. Your best friend is your phone. Your most favorite colleague is really your laptop. And your most favorite restaurant, that probably is an app. Think about it. Are you really a human being? Because, well, you're sitting out there and you're listening to me via a microphone and you're watching me on your screens. All of this is actually happening today. All of this is happening now. Well, what is tomorrow like? Tomorrow looks like that. Tomorrow looks like a Kia EV6. Kia has become a household name and is a case study in half the MBA schools across the country. And that's because they know more than a thing or two when it comes to making cars. But for the first time today, they have made an electric car and they have done what they do best. They have set a benchmark once again. It's the first non-Tesla electric car that I've properly lusted for. But then this one, the Kia EV6, it's also accessible. So would you buy it? Let's find out. For your cyborg self, a car really has to appeal to you in different ways to stay relevant in your life. Does the EV6 do that? Well, it certainly forces you to think differently about cars. Now, technically, the car here, it doesn't even have a name. EV, it's just what it is, electric vehicle, and 6, but that's just a number. It's got a seat fabric that is made out of recycled materials, over 100 plus plastic bottles, and it also the whole car acts as a giant portable power bank for any of your other devices. It further turns into a bed by going into zero gravity mode, where you feel weightless and are supposed to see improved blood circulation. And its exhaust note sounds like this.
I don't know how to describe this, but it sounds like this.
And the best part is, or the worst part is, that you can actually get into the settings and make it sound different. You can make it most
cyborgish.
When you press onto the left paddle shifter here, the car actually starts to brake and will do so until you come to a standstill. It doesn't downshift naturally with the left paddle shifter because there is no gearbox. And with the right paddle shifter here, you can adjust the level of engine braking that you want. The level of regenerative braking, because there is also no engine. So much so that you can go to a level where the car literally coasts without any resistance or friction once you go off the gas. By the way, it has a good practical 178 mm of ground clearance, ventilated seats. You can choose the car from 5 different available color options. All in all, the EV6 is your portal to the future, and it is a portal that will cost you about 65 lakh rupees, but it will promise you all kinds of good experiences. And this particular one is a bright future, by the way, 800 volt bright, because that's the architecture that allows this car to charge from 10% to 80% in about 18 minutes. That's about 100 kilometers worth of charge under 5 minutes. In short, the charging speeds on this one are as fast as the ones on Porsche Taycan. It's based on the Electric Global Modular Platform, which is the EGMP skateboard platform, which essentially means that you're going to have lots of leg room out here. And of course, a flat floor without any transmission tunnels would also mean that the third person can sit here. Of course, the headroom is slightly tight because of the coupe-like lines. But have you noticed? Look around. You're now inside the EV6. The dash of an electric vehicle has to be one of its striking features. The EV6 gets that right with the right materials. There is also a double-decker like center armrest and an on-off button to remind you of the T1000 in you. Wireless charging for your phone and other useful sundry things like cubby holes. A two-spoked or no-spoke steering wheel with driving mode button on it. Because in the future, performance is not to be joked with. In the sport mode, the EV6 will do 0 to 100 in about 5 seconds. In eco mode, it will go anywhere between 300 to 500 kilometers. So the EV6 goes as fast as it looks and as far as you've asked it for. The brakes in this car are competent. The steering wheel, when you're sitting at it, you will feel confident. And if you're not listening to any soundtrack from the 14-speaker Meridian sound system, then well, you will be listening to a whole lot of this sound, which sounds like a wormhole portal formation sound, or you can also call it the sound of 1,000 printers printing something all at once. That really is the sound. 1,000 printers printing away to glory in the parabola here at the Buddha International Circuit. After an hour of feeling like an astronaut piloting a rocket ship, it was time to conclude. Alright, so let's summarize then. The EV6 gets 325 horses, a scalar quantity that is hardly going to be relevant to you or I in the future because, well, all EVs are plenty fast. This one here, it carries the GT line badge, which means the 600 plus Newton meters of torque that's going to be distributed amongst all 4 wheels. But even that's not going to matter. The torque number is not going to matter. What's going to matter is that your EV6 or your electric vehicle comes with a 75 kilowatt hour-ish large battery pack to go the distance. And what's going to matter is that it gets the ADAS suite for safety. And what's really going to matter is that you understand that it's no longer a question of if you are going to be buying an electric vehicle, but more of a question of when you will buy your electric car now. Will it be tomorrow, or will you buy an EV6 today?
I know I will.
Okay, I want to show you something. Which I'm not allowed to. I'm just stopping for 2 seconds, not for long. Check this out. The torque off the line is insane. Oh. 70, 80, 90, 100. Oh my God, the car picks on speed so fast. All the EVs are just absolutely fast. We're doing 150 and we're going to be nearing 192 kilometers per hour, which is where this car is locked to.